Hey guys, it's Casey from KutThatOut.com. We get lots of questions about how do I cut a design? I've got a Silhouette Cameo in the box and I haven't taken it out yet. Can you help me? So that's what I want to try to do today with just a quick live video on Facebook. So I'm going to take you through the process of opening and setting up your design and then actually cutting if all goes well. And if you like this video at the end, let us know. Maybe we'll do some more next time that show you things like how to weed a design and maybe how to heat press as well. Okay, so while you guys are getting a moment to join us, I'm going to go ahead and show you the software here and talk a little bit about that. I've got Silhouette Studio open. Now you can download the basic version of Silhouette Studio for free. I went ahead and upgraded all the way up to Business Edition, and let me zoom in just a little bit here if I can. Sorry about that. I would highly recommend that you go ahead and at least upgrade to the first paid upgrade level, which is Designer Edition. That gives you the ability to open SVG files, and that's very handy. So think about that. Look around, see if you can find yourself a good deal on Designer Edition at least. Okay, so I've got a design open. This happens to be Elegant Scroll. That's exclusive to us and our sister company, the Itch to Stitch. This is a very well-loved font, so I just chose it to demonstrate with. I went ahead and opened it. When you download files from the Kut That Out website, if you're on a Mac, most likely they're already going to be unzipped for you and you can just open them into your software. If you're in Windows, you'll probably have to unzip first, so keep that in mind. Okay, so here we are. I've got the letter K open and I've gone ahead and sized it fairly small. I'm just going to use a scrap of vinyl and you'll see that in a minute. So the first thing we want to do is just make sure that we've got it sized appropriately for our project, whatever you're working on. And then since I'm going to cut this on heat transfer vinyl, glitter heat transfer vinyl, I'm going to need to mirror this design. So here's a good tip. The rule of thumb is if you're using vinyl that has its own cover sheet attached already, you need to flip your design over or mirror it. If you're cutting vinyl that does not have a cover sheet already attached, then you're just going to leave everything face up like normal. That way, you're always cutting the vinyl and not the cover sheet. Okay, so I've got this size down. I'm going to go down just a tiny bit smaller just to make sure I'm on my vinyl, and I'm just going to scoot it up here into the corner so that we maximize our vinyl usage. The next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and mirror it. And so I'm just going to right click. You've got options up here on the menu bar as well as your toolbar, but I'm going to right click and just choose flip horizontally, and that gets it ready to cut on this glitter heat transfer vinyl that I'm going to show you in a minute. So we're good there. I'm going to go over to the send panel, and this is a newer version of the software. If you haven't upgraded yet to the latest version that they've got out, go ahead and try it. They've really cleaned up a lot of things. There's some great features in here. So check that out on SilhouetteAmerica.com. All right, so you can see the red lines around my design here. That means cut lines are turned on. So we're almost ready to cut. We need to change our settings first. Since I'm cutting on a Silhouette Cameo 3, I've got the option to choose either Tool 1 or Tool 2. I'm going to go with Tool 1, and that happens to be, in my case, the Auto Blade. Maybe you've heard about that. It's a great tool. It's one of my favorite things about the Cameo 3. So I'm going to use that and just kind of show you how it works. All right, so I've already got cut chosen. That means we're just going to cut around the edges of these swirls and the letter. And the next thing I need to do is choose what kind of material I'm going to be cutting. And I've already set this up in advance, but I'm going to choose from an alphabetical list of materials, and I'm going to choose heat transfer glitter. I happen to know from experience that these preset settings work well for me. You might have to do a little bit of experimenting, and let me show you here if I can zoom in just for a second. down here near the bottom of your screen, you're going to see the option to do a test cut right here. Try that out. If it's the first time you're cutting a new material, use that. Take advantage of that test cut and make sure that you get your settings correct before you waste a lot of vinyl. Okay, so I've got heat transfer glitter chosen. I'm going to do a cut, and then I'm going to use my auto blade. So before I get ready to send down here, I need to go over and make sure that I load up my material into my Cameo. I am going to go ahead and click send real quick just to show you something that's new in these newer versions of the software. And that is when you choose something that Silhouette Studio determines might need to be mirrored, it's going to ask you. It gives you a little warning here just to make sure that you don't need to flip your design over before you send it to the machine. So that's nice. All right, so I'm going to stop there and I'm going to slide my camera over and show you the Cameo. All right, so hold on here. Let me get transitioned around. All right, so here's my Cameo. And I've gone ahead and loaded up a piece of scrap heat transfer vinyl on my lovely mat here. This one's well loved. But you'll notice, if you can see this in the light, I've got this face down. There's the shiny front side. So I put it face down on my mat, good and sticky, so it's going to stay in place. And then I'm going to load that into my machine. So just line up with the arrows, hit load on the touch screen. Okay, so it's in there and we're ready to cut. So back over here on my computer, I'm just going to click send as is. And when I start this, you're going to hear the auto blade start tapping. What that's doing is adjusting to the right setting. That's what the auto blade does. It will adjust to the correct depth and pressure based on what you've put into the software. So here we go. It's going to be a little bit loud probably. Okay, so we're cutting, and I don't know how easy it is at this point to hear me, but these machines can be a little bit loud. They can be notorious for that. Okay, it's finished cutting now. So that was fairly quick. Your machine will take just a minute, and then you'll see the unload button pop up, and you can press that to unload your mat, and then just peel off your heat transfer vinyl. Now, I'm not going to take the time to weed this entire piece on this video, but I am going to show you a couple of tips. This is actually a Cricut brand weeding hook. I like using this when I'm weeding, especially something small and a little bit more intricate like this. It helps just to get some of those little tiny areas out. So I'll start this for you, and then maybe we'll do weeding and pressing in another video. But you can see there, we've got a nice clean cut, and that is teeny tiny. Can you see how tiny that is? So a good blade, good settings make all the difference when you're cutting these little bitty things. Another tool I love, let me grab this, is the good old trusty from my sewing days, seam ripper. And that makes a great weeding tool if you've got one of these already. It's very handy. Okay, so that's the process. I will go back through and see if you have any questions. If you like these videos and think they would be helpful, then let us know. I would be happy to do more if they're helpful. One other thing, just to kind of summarize, if you're running the basic free version of Silhouette Studio, think about getting an upgrade to Designer Edition. It has that SVG capability that allows you to open those SVG files, and it's so handy. Hi, Janae. So feel free, go back and ask questions. Let us know if this was helpful. We'll try to do some more. Hope you have a great Friday. Bye.